Destination Nummer 3 lies on the edge of Lake Zurich in northern Switzerland.
Oh, the German-speaking part.
Ja, das ist richtig, mein Freund. But we've got a train to catch. In the country of very strict and good timekeeping, we're running slightly late.
Stefan Kamenzint, the owner and architect of the house we're heading to, went to extreme lengths to achieve the house he longed for in this highly valued lakeshore location.
These darling little houses, they're adorable, aren't they?
Yeah. I think
So traditional.
sort of Zurich hinterland, isn't it?
It's the suburbs, or the suburbs of Zurich. The suburbs of Zurich. Now, I think the house should be coming up shortly.
I think it's on the sliver of land between the railway and the lake.
Stefan's desire to realise his dream on a limited budget led him to consider a neglected strip of land next to the train tracks.
And the challenges of this site inspired an unusual design in a neighbourhood of more conventional buildings. Swiss suburbs are so particular because they are full of very traditional villas, big roofs, shutters.
I think of the Swiss as being quite conformist as well.
Very conformist. The most outrageous thing you could do is maybe paint your shutter a not quite so subtle shade of green or brown.
This is not conforming to anything, is it?
Not in Switzerland. It's total anarchy for Switzerland. This is Flex House, a playful property built on a modest site, with walls of glass and ribbon-like curves of concrete that outline its structure. The whole composition is fluid, light and open. This sweeping serpent of a shape demands attention, doesn't it? It does. It is. Yeah. Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me!
The challenge was to use this narrow triangular plot sandwiched between a road and a railway line. With impressive engineering, the architect created a striking S-shaped home with 3 living levels and a garage in the basement. The ground level is open plan and offers lofty living space. The first floor is home to 2 bedrooms and bathrooms, while the uppermost story houses a studio and 2 terraces that enjoy 180-degree views of Lake Zurich.
Ooh, and the curves continue in here too.
This is the neatest house I've ever been in.
It is very, very clean and tidy and white. I like the way all of these curves just fit in with the building.
And that's quite satisfying, isn't it? The way that panel of built-in stuff fits in there.
The kitchen, the table and the bespoke shelving was specially commissioned to go with the flow.
But I think what's interesting is that it is very un-Swiss. It is quite fun. It's quite unserious.
It is fun. In fact, it's such fun. I'm just going to take a little walk up the wall. Oh! As a living environment, it must be very good fun to be here. It's a good space. I like the way this functions, that there's a living room here, somewhere to eat and a kitchen, and then straight outside. And of course, the added bonus here is you have got a pretty fantastic view.
I've got the best view.
Should we have a little look upstairs?
Yeah.
Come on.
Slicing through the living area, the delicate spiral staircase transports you to the other levels. So I guess this is the guest bedroom, and what's interesting, of course, is seeing this curve come up and the floor become the wall and the wall become the ceiling. And it's difficult to take a space like this and occupy it because, of course, where do you put your bed? You know, do your pillows and cushions fall off, etc., etc.? And I think architecture is full of compromises. How do you pay for it? How do you make it? How do you occupy it?
In a different part of the house, I too am concerned with practicalities.
A house squeezed between a road and a railway would normally be noisy,
But the architect has solved this problem with an integrated ventilation system in the walls and floors, which reduces the need to open windows. Plus, there's an insulated concrete retaining wall at the back, which optimizes sound absorption. This house is beautifully made. It showcases what the Swiss do so well, particularly if they're as resourceful as Stefan in achieving a huge amount for not a great deal.
I did hear that the cost per square metre in Switzerland, on average, is less than in England, because here everyone knows how to build. Your average guy with a van and a bag of tools could build this in Switzerland. In England, you'd need the best builders, the best engineers, and a huge set of documents, which would cost a fortune, and that would push the build cost up.
So what we need to do is build all our houses here and then transport them back home.
That would be a good idea.
Making sense.
Creating a home on this unusual plot required serious engineering skills, as Stefan, who's the owner and the architect, discovered.
The story of this house is one of an architect uncovering the potential of a site and working out how to fit what is a really elegant building into a very, very difficult site. An S shape is unstable, it wants to collapse. So what Stefan has done is prop the south facade with these very slender steel columns. The other side is a thick concrete wall, thick quilted concrete wall that keeps the railway out and, importantly, keeps the heat in. So not only is it a story of real perseverance, it's also a story about sustainability.
Stefan and his wife Anna have agreed to tell me more about the big white S they live in.
How did you come to design a serpentine building, this snake shape? What focused you on that as a shape to choose for your living environment?
Well, I think this place is a lot about movement. You've got the train very close by, you have actually the road in front of us, the lake, it's all moving around it. So the idea was to make a building which doesn't look so permanently anchored into the ground, but actually much more gentle and has a flow in itself.
That's really interesting. So this is almost not a static piece of work. It's something that sort of has a movement built into it.
Absolutely. Well, I like very much the connectivity inside-outside. When we used to live in town, it was always the weekend when we felt like, let's get out, let's go into nature, let's go into the mountains. And actually living here now, suddenly you feel actually it's not so much that we needed to go to the mountain, we just needed to see some greenery and be outside.
Yeah.
And here you just have it. It doesn't matter what weather, and you connect it so well, and that's just amazing.
Flex House really breaks the mould. I'll never forget it.
This house is sort of the last house I ever expected to find in Switzerland. It just isn't very Swiss. It's too eccentric.
It is a bit bonkers, but there's an incredible precision here in how they've dealt with putting the house together.
It's a little bit like the train service. It runs very, very well, to time, always perfect. And there they are.
Always on time.
Hi! Oh, he's waving. Hi! How fantastic! Brilliantly on time. What is the time?
Hang on. 4:05.
It's our train.